Have you ever wondered what's actually happening inside your head during those moments of stillness? When the noise of daily life fades away and your mind settles into that rare state of calm, many of us turn to meditation seeking peace or clarity, but few understand the profound physical transformations occurring beneath the surface. What if I told you that the simple act of sitting quietly, focusing on your breath, is literally reshaping the architecture of your brain? Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating science of how meditation changes your brain over time, not just your thoughts or feelings, but the actual physical structure and function of your brain. And let me tell you, some of these changes are truly remarkable, even to those who've studied neuroscience for decades. The journey of meditation's effects on your brain begins almost immediately, but deepens dramatically over months and years of practice. It's like watching a landscape transform through seasons, subtle at first, then unmistakable. What's particularly interesting is how different meditation styles affect different brain regions, creating unique patterns of growth and connectivity that researchers are only beginning to understand. Let's start with one of the most immediate and powerful changes, the prefrontal cortex, your brain's command center. When you meditate consistently, this region actually becomes thicker. Think about that for a moment. The part of your brain responsible for rational thinking, decision-making, and emotional regulation physically develops more neural density. This isn't spiritual speculation. It's been documented repeatedly using advanced brain imaging techniques. What this means in practical terms is enhanced self-control. That impulse to check your phone during dinner? The tendency to react with anger when cut off in traffic? Your strengthened prefrontal cortex provides better regulation of these automatic responses. Long-term meditators often report that they don't just feel calmer, they notice an increased gap between stimulus and response, a space where choice exists. That space is your prefrontal cortex at work, and meditation is actively enhancing it. The second fascinating change occurs in your amygdala, the brain's alarm system. In our modern world, this ancient threat detector often works overtime, flooding our systems with stress hormones in response to everyday annoyances. Brain scans show that consistent meditation actually reduces the size and reactivity of the amygdala. This doesn't mean you become emotionally numb. Quite the opposite. You become more balanced, less likely to be hijacked by emotional extremes. Your brain becomes better at distinguishing between genuine threats and minor inconveniences. A doctor I spoke with recently described it perfectly. I used to live my life constantly braced for impact. After 3 years of daily meditation, I still feel everything, perhaps even more deeply, but I'm no longer controlled by those feelings. This neurological shift explains why long-term meditators often maintain remarkable composure during crises when others might panic. The third change might be the most profound, happening in the default mode network, sometimes called the me center of your brain. This network activates when your mind wanders, often leading to rumination about the past or worrying about the future. It's essentially your brain's autopilot mode, and for many people, it's dominated by negative self-talk and anxiety. Here's where it gets fascinating. Consistent meditation practice actually weakens the connections in this network. As this happens, you become less entangled in self-referential thinking. The constant narrative about yourself, your worries, regrets, and self-judgments begins to quiet. Many long-term meditators describe this as a profound shift in identity, where they no longer feel trapped inside their thoughts, but can observe them with greater detachment and compassion. Before we continue exploring these remarkable brain changes, I want to take a moment to invite you to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Each week, we explore fascinating aspects of human psychology and neuroscience that rarely get discussed elsewhere. Understanding how your brain works is one of the most empowering journeys you can take, and I'd love to continue sharing this knowledge with you. Plus, your subscription directly supports the research that goes into creating these evidence-based videos. Now, let's continue our exploration. The fourth change occurs in the hippocampus, your brain's memory center. This seahorse-shaped structure doesn't just store memories, it plays a crucial role in learning and emotional regulation. Regular meditation increases gray matter density in the hippocampus, potentially improving memory while supporting healthy emotional processing. This might explain why meditation is being studied as a potential intervention for age-related cognitive decline. What's particularly interesting is the time frame of these changes. Some alterations in brainwave patterns begin within minutes of meditation. Structural changes begin to appear after just 8 weeks of consistent practice. But the most profound transformations, the ones that literally reshape your brain's architecture, emerge after years of regular meditation. Think about that in terms of neural plasticity. We once believed that the adult brain was relatively fixed, but we now know it remains malleable throughout life. Meditation takes advantage of this plasticity, creating a self-directed form of brain evolution. You're essentially training your brain to develop in specific directions, emphasizing certain neural pathways while allowing others to weaken. There's also fascinating research about how different meditation styles affect different brain regions. Focused attention meditation, where you concentrate on your breath or a mantra, strengthens attention networks. Compassion meditation, where you cultivate feelings of care for yourself and others, enhances activity and empathy circuits. Open monitoring meditation, where you observe thoughts without judgment, affects regions involved in meta-awareness, your ability to observe your own mental processes. This raises an intriguing possibility. Could we eventually develop targeted meditation practices for specific cognitive or emotional goals? Some research suggests we're moving in that direction, with meditation potentially becoming a form of precise neural training rather than a one-size-fits-all practice. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of meditation's effects on the brain is how these neurological changes translate into measurable life improvements. Studies show that long-term meditators experience significant reductions in anxiety and depression. They tend to have better immune function and recover more quickly from stress. Their attention spans improve, and may show enhanced creativity and problem-solving abilities. These benefits aren't just subjective experiences, they're reflections of the physical changes occurring in the brain. When your amygdala becomes less reactive, you experience less anxiety. When your prefrontal cortex strengthens, your focus improves. These aren't mystical correlations, but direct cause and effect relationships between brain structure and function. What's particularly meaningful about these changes is that they tend to permeate every aspect of life. The calmer, more centered perspective developed during meditation doesn't stay on the cushion. It transforms how you respond to challenges at work, how you communicate in relationships, even how you experience physical sensations like pain or discomfort. So where does this leave us? We're standing at an interesting intersection of ancient wisdom and cutting-edge neuroscience. The practices that contemplative traditions have recommended for thousands of years are now being validated and explained by modern brain imaging. The monks were right. Meditation does transform the mind, and now we can actually see those transformations happening in the physical brain. If you're considering beginning a meditation practice or deepening an existing one, remember that consistency matters more than duration. 5 minutes daily will create more meaningful brain changes than an hour once a week. Start where you are, with whatever time you have available, knowing that each session is literally reshaping your brain in subtle but powerful ways. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear about your experiences with meditation. Have it changed how you experience your thoughts and emotions? Have you noticed differences in how you respond to stress or challenges? Drop a comment below and share your insights. Your experience might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear. And if you found value in today's exploration, please hit that like button. It helps more people discover this information and supports the channel's growth. Don't forget to check the description below for resources to support your meditation journey and ways you can help support this channel. Thank you for your time and attention today. In a world designed to fragment our focus, the simple act of fully attending to one thing for a period of time is both revolutionary and healing. Until next time, take care of that remarkable brain of yours.